Welcome to the 365 Performance Show with your host, Scott Dillon.
Hey everyone, hope you're having a great week. Today I just wanted to chat about rules. As people, we have a tendency to dislike them, and I'm not talking about the things that are imposed by others or society on yourself. I want to talk about things that you create for yourself. And a lot of times we do these knowingly and sometimes unknowingly. So depending where you're at, you may have possibly set some goals and targets for the year ahead. And depending how significant they are, you hitting them may really require a pretty serious change in your identity. Like if you right now have never trained or haven't trained for a good 10 years or so, haven't been focusing on your health and fitness, maybe you've been really career focused, working really long hours, maybe you've had some kids and you've just sort of let the health and fitness area of your life go. Right now you probably don't see yourself as an athlete or anything like that. Given that you don't see yourself in that place, maybe when it comes to certain areas of your life, like eating healthy, sweating on a consistent basis, those things haven't happened. So depending what your goals are, what do you think needs to change about how you see yourself to get those things that you're after? And one thing I want to talk about is this. So I want you to imagine you're out with your friends and you're on some brand new fangled diet because it's the new year and you're wanting to lose some weight. And you're out there and you're at a burger place and you're trying to be good. You're like, I'm not going to have any hamburgers. But even though you're hungry, you're like, no, you're sitting on your hands. You're like, no, I don't want to do this. I'm on this diet. I don't want to touch it. But every now and then you get another ask from your friends. You feel like you're sitting on your hands and eventually you sort of give in to temptation and you have the hamburger. I want you to just think about that thought process, how it would go through your head, trying to abstain, versus if you're a vegan. You've watched some documentaries, you've made some choices for yourself, and then you have the opportunity to have a cheeseburger. If it's a vegan, when that question pops into their head, it's not or I might, it's just no, absolutely no way. How can you create those shifts in your identity to support some of the choices that you're after? Another example, maybe, you're a little bit like me and every now and then you enjoy a bit of a drink. I love a margarita, but same deal. You're following a meal plan, you want to be healthy and all that sort of business. And it comes to a Saturday night, you're catching up with some friends or family and everyone's got a wine or a beer and you're trying to abstain, trying to be really good. And then you might go home, but you've got that same deal, that conflict inside your head. Should I or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? And we all only have so much self-control. And when you think about the same thing, but if you're a lady and you were 6 months pregnant with a child, would it be like, not sure if I'm going to drink a bottle of wine tonight, or would it be, no? It's just something I want you to think about. And I know it's a little bit more challenging if maybe perhaps we're not a vegan or perhaps we're not pregnant. But one of the things that really can make those identity shifts a lot easier for us is to identify and get significantly uncomfortable with where we are at right now. Because a really good conversation I had with a client the other week, he'd already lost around 30 kilos in the past year. He's doing absolutely tremendous. But since being from 140 to 110 kilos, he used to basically be drinking 2 liters of Coke every single day. But now as a 110 kilo man, looking back at that 140 kilo man, he's absolutely disgusted at those choices of drinking the Coke all the time. He's physically disgusted about the thought of drinking Coke. And he identifies that Coke as 140 kilo him. He's got some new changes and things that he needs to tweak in his diet now. One of them is he basically has 2 sugars with his coffee and he's having like 5 a day. So he needs to begin to get uncomfortable with the fact that maybe that's not the best choice for him. Likewise, if he was to ask someone that's at his goal weight, who's 85 kilos, do they have 6 coffees per day with 2 sugars in them, so the equivalent of 12 teaspoons of sugar every single day? Is that something that person would do? And the answer is an unequivocal no. So he can begin to attach himself to that, see himself as the 80 kilo person. Every time the opportunity presents himself to put the sugar in the coffee, he can just take a step back. Who am I? What's the identity of the person I want to become? What is the choice that that person would make? And given that, what's the choice that I'm going to make for myself? When we do that, it can really simplify things a hell of a lot. It doesn't require us to talk to some Instagram expert or anything like that, because a lot of times we have the answers in us or by ourselves. Okay, something I just wanted to share with you today. I hope you're having a great start to 2019, and if you need anything, I want to chat, just reach out to us at 365performance.com.au. See you later.